Hello, YouTubers! Raven here.
Starfire.
Today we'll be doing The Flash.
Episode 16.
Sure. What's it called then?
Rogue time.
Okay. What's our first thing?
I have Cisco lives!
Okay then. Cisco lives. Yeah. Of course we knew that because of the preview. So,
I know.
Yeah.
But I still wanted to put it on there.
What's the next thing then?
Cold and heat wave.
Very interesting.
Yes.
Yes.
Very interesting indeed.
I like how they kidnapped him.
Oh, Cisco? Yeah.
Yeah, and had his brother and then tortured his brother for information.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
It was.
I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Captain Cold is one of those like really intelligent villains. So he's got a lot of skill, but he steals and stuff. But
If you think he's intelligent, then don't read the comics.
Isn't he?
I don't know, he just doesn't seem like it.
Well, on the show he does.
I know.
Whatever. He's a cool villain.
He is, I suppose.
He's kind of a cool villain.
I suppose so.
Barry deals with him a lot, so we see him quite a bit.
We do. I don't get tired of looking at his face though, so
Went
happy.
with Milla.
I'm happy with her. So all's good in love and war.
Yes. I have Barry and Iris next.
Barry! I want to smack
Barry
him.
was so giddy, like when he wanted to talk to Iris, and he's like, you want to go to get coffee or something? And it was just so cute. Because he knew what happened and she doesn't, which is really sad.
Yeah.
But
I wanted to smack Barry, like he should have known better. So
he should have. He was coming on a little strong.
he was coming on a little too strong, like really strong.
Yeah.
I was like, back off, dude.
He was
Seriously. What, is my accent throwing you off? You're not used to it.
I didn't think you were going to do it the whole time.
You said you wanted to.
I wanted to try, but I didn't.
Not my fault you gave up. So let's continue then.
Anyway, yeah, he was coming on really strong, and he needed to back off a little bit because I think he was so excited by the fact that like they kissed and everything that he was like forgetting that he was in another timeline.
Yeah. Like,
and
seriously.
he was kind of forcing her to think about it, and she didn't want to because she already was conflicted, but she just didn't want to admit it to herself.
We've been through that, okay? Like, yeah, but still. Oh,
but the way she said it, she was very unsure of herself. Like,
she was.
Very, she was using it as a cover.
Yeah.
Because even though he did go back in the past to the same day, the date already happened with like Linda and Barry and Eddie and Iris. So, you know, what she did at the date is still relevant because that happened before he went back.
Yeah.
And I like that Linda was like, go get her. I think
Get
that
out
was
of the way.
really nice of her to do that.
Yeah. What's next? So.
What is next? I don't know. Lisa Snot, Captain Cold's sister.
I called it. Like, I didn't know that was her name. Like, I forgot.
Well, when she said Lisa, and then you were like, you said that about Captain Cold, I'm like, she is Captain Cold's sister.
I was like, she's a little too hot to be coming on to Cisco.
Right?
She is Lisa.
She even looked a little old for him.
Yeah, just slightly.
I was kind of like...
Just slightly.
Wow.
I was like, she's a little too hot for him, so she's got to be Snot's sister. And I was right, and I really enjoyed that. I like being right, and I'm always right.
You're not always right.
I am always right. Almost always, okay? There.
Okay, that's better.
I recommended myself. What's next?
The Flashpoint reference.
Oh yes, I like that very much.
Me too. Now you're talking Indian? What the heck?
I wanted to try it out.
Yeah, I was like, Flashpoint.
Yes, that was very cool.
It was. I really liked the movie of Flashpoint when I saw it. That was cool.
Yeah.
I was glad that everything went back to normal, though.
Mhm.
I was like, he has to be with Iris. She can't be married to somebody else.
Yeah. I like how Wells called it. Like, he's like, well, it was probably a life and death thing, and like, that's what brought it out of her.
Yeah. Oh, his mom?
No.
Oh,
Iris.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
he called that.
Yeah, he did call that. And in that situation, like, and people were all saying, oh, they cheated. And it's like, you know what? Yeah, maybe they did, but I think sometimes when you're in situations like that, the truth comes out. And
Totally.
because you don't know if you're going to live, and you want the person to know how you feel before you die, if you do. And so I think it was really actually beautiful because, they're in this situation and she's like, I haven't been able to stop thinking about you since that night that you said that. And, yeah.
I haven't been able to stop thinking about you, but I've still been doing it with Eddie, so... Oh.
Yeah, thanks for putting that image in my mind.
Well, what did you expect from me?
I mean, Eddie's not a bad-looking guy, okay?
By no means.
But
Uh-huh.
I just don't like them.
If he wasn't a thorn, I'd totally tell him.
If he wasn't a thorn, I'd totally tap that.
Exactly. I mean, why not? It's hot. Go for it. What's next?
I can see that's why she likes him.
It's probably the only reason why she's tapping that.
Okay, next I have the Iris and Joe scene. Finally, Iris's point of view for a little bit. Like, we're gonna probably start to get it more in the coming episodes.
Yeah.
But I really love that, like, we finally see him give her advice, because whenever we saw scenes with Joe and Iris, it was always like either fighting or it was, about being super protective or her not knowing about Barry's secret and stuff like that. And so it was nice to have him actually give her some advice.
Yeah, it was like a real father-daughter moment.
It really was.
So.
Even though it was short, it was still a really nice moment, and I'm glad that we got that.
Yeah.
And I like what he told her. He's like, well, who do you love?
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. If she has to think about it with Eddie, then she should know right there that that's not the person that she truly loves.
Mm-hmm. What's next?
Cold knows who the Flash is now.
He does.
Because he basically threatened Cisco's brother's life unless Cisco told him
Damien.
who the Flash was.
What is his name? Damien?
I don't even know. No, it was, what was it? Carlos?
Started with a D.
Maybe it was Damien.
Yeah, started with a D. If it's Damien, they are totally ripping off Batman.
If you guys remember what his brother's name was, let us know. I wasn't completely focused on that.
Unless Cisco has a brother in the comics.
I'm glad that, I know Cisco felt super bad about it, and I'm glad that Barry, did what he did and said, I should be the one that's sorry because I put you in this position.
Yeah.
So, that was really good of him to do that, and I really liked that scene.
Yeah.
Caitlin telling Iris and Eddie about the lightning psychosis.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's what it was called.
Yeah. He's like, what now?
The what?
And then Iris and Eddie were acting really weird. She's like, "Oh, you poor thing." She's like, "He said he had ESP and stuff." It's like, how is that weird? People say they have ESP all the time.
Barry's probably never said it. So.
He should just like go for it and just be like, "Iris, I went back into the past and I'm reliving this day again."
And she'd be like, seriously?
She'd be like, "Cool."
She'd be like, "Then you should know my answer."
Well,
and he'd be like, "Duh, that's why I'm doing this." And then she'd be like, "You must be dreaming."
It's like, no. We kissed. You just don't remember it. And she'd be like, "What?"
She wouldn't believe him at all. She'd be like, "Okay, so I'm sorry you're having dreams about me, but..."
Typical Iris denial fashion.
Exactly.
But it would just be so funny if he just, like, got up enough courage to just be like, "You know what? I'm reliving this day again. It's Groundhog Day effect.
Exactly.
I'm reliving the same day twice."
Mm-hmm. Totally.
Because, I mean, she does think a lot of that type of stuff is cool. So I think she would be like, really confused at first, and then she'd probably be like, "Well, that's interesting. What did I do in the previous day? What happened?" Like, she'd probably want to know.
She wouldn't believe him unless she found out he was the Flash.
I know. Anyway, that was really funny with the lightning psychosis.
It was.
And I love how I seriously, when Eddie walked up to him, I was like, oh crap. I thought he was going to yell at him again and tell him to stay away from Iris.
Well, I saw the look on his face. I'm like, dude, you look so giddy right now.
And then he went over in there and hugged him, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm like, dude, you whack, Jack. Dude was whacking out, man.
He was. He's like, "I don't know what came over me. I don't know why I punched you like that." And I'm like, Eddie.
Because you're a dick. Shut
up. What the hell is wrong with you? It's just going to get even more interesting from here because he's freaking a descendant of, or a distant relative of Eobard.
Eobard's a descendant from him. He's Eobard's ancestor.
Yeah.
Distant relative.
Which is weird. Which is really weird because Eddie's younger than him.
Well, it's because he traveled through time.
I know. And Wells is from the future.
Yeah.
Okay, and the last thing that I have is Barry don't trust Wells no more.
Oh, hell no.
Because he killed Mason Bridge.
That's that fool's name?
Mm-hmm. Because it came on the screen and it said Mason Bridge. I'm like, that's his name. The name that I was thinking of was the actor's name. Something Hobarth or whatever. I don't remember. So yeah, that's going to be weird. Iris is going to be like, what the hell? The heck happened to Mason?
Yeah.
And then it's going to even get more interesting because it's going to be Wells that did it. And then it's just going to make him even more suspicious. And she's going to really look into it.
But she never got put on the case. He never gave the case to her because she kept putting him off. So she knows nothing about what he had.
Maybe she will now.
He screwed up everything Mason had, took all the info he had printed out, screwed up his hard drive, and took the body.
Well, there is an episode coming up where she goes to Star Labs and investigates, and she might find that stuff.
I mean, I'm just saying that right now she has no reason
you.
to suspect him.
Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't. But the others do.
Yeah.
Like Joe and Barry and Caitlin and Cisco.
Yep. I mean, if anything, if she starts suspecting Wells of something, it's because she overhears her father talking.
And people were saying, too, on the forum, which I thought was really interesting, that Iris is, to Wells, Iris is probably kind of like a pawn. Because, like, every time Barry, you know, gets emotional or whatever it has to do with Iris, it makes him run faster. And he wants him to do that because he's trying to get his abilities.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if Iris can help him with that, then he wants her to be able to be used for that. And then once he doesn't feel like she's no longer needed, then he'll either try to threaten her or kill her or do something like that. And so, yeah, people were mentioning that on the fan forum.
Before we start winding down at all, I want to say thank you to Camille Hilton, I think.
Yeah, thank you for your comments.
Yeah, for commenting and talking and
because I was a little bit confused on that whole Barry being awake for how long you was awake stuff.
I'm happy to find out I was right.
So, yeah, thank you for confirming that information.
Yeah.
And then AP Gamer too.
Yeah, AP Gamer. Yeah. We got our wish.
Yeah.
Cisco's alive.
So thank you both for your comments.
Mm-hmm.
And we're shouting you out, so
yeah.
Thank you.
We need one more subscriber.
We do. We have 19 subscribers.
One more.
We need one more, and we will make that Twitter page for everybody.
Yeah. Look. 40 of you watched last week's review.
Wow.
So, I mean, really?
Okay.
One of you subscribed.
I have a question. Should we make the @Twitter handle Ravestar Spoils, or should we just make that be Spoils and then the name on the page be that, or how should we do that? What does everybody else think?
Just the screen name be?
Like on my Twitter, my is @ClassicGirl91, and then I have my name, Jennifer Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
Should we have the name part say Ravestar Spoils, or that just say Spoils, and then the name that they use to find your the URL handle be the Ravestar? Because I don't know. I think Spoils would be better for the name.
Let's put it to the people.
Ravestar would be better as the handle.
We leave it to the people. Let the people speak.
For those of you that know what I'm talking about and use Twitter, then you'll understand.
I hardly use it. I have no idea.
But the one that has the and you have the name after it, should that one say Ravestar Spoils, and then just the name when you go to the Twitter page just say Spoils on it, or should it be switched and be the opposite?
Mm-hmm. You know, now you'll probably have some people starting to follow you on Twitter because you just announced your Twitter stuff.
That's fine. I don't care.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
But I was using it as an example.
Yeah.
So.
I have a Twitter, but I do not. Yeah.
I might not follow you guys back if I don't necessarily know who you are, but thank you for following me.
If you do.
If you do.
Okay. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about?
I think we're good.
Okay. So, until next time,
keep believing in the impossible.